Good day, viewers. This is Afe Ademola Johnson, your chemistry and biology tutor. So we have come again to look at possible questions. Nobody can predict accurately that number 3 question cuts across most of the things you have learned in chemistry from your day 1 till date. Usually, so we want to look at some areas that are related to separation techniques and titration. So if you are asked, name 2 examples of gases used for fountain experiments. You have carbon 4 oxide, which is simply as CO2. You have ammonia, which is simply as NH3. Then you can be asked to state one property of a gas suitably used for fountain experiment. It is highly soluble in water. Highly soluble in water. State 3 precautions to ensure perfect titration process. 3 precautions to ensure perfect titration process. Number 1, you will see that when you are titrating, number 1, I ensure that the tip of the pipette was dipped well below the surface of the alkaline before sucking up. Was dipped well below the alkaline before sucking up. Why? To avoid sucking of air bubbles. Sucking of air bubbles alongside the alkaline. So you will state the precaution, and you also state the reason you did it like that. So I want to clean that place because I don't have space. Yes, I ensure that the tip of the pipette was dipped well below the alkaline before sucking up, to avoid sucking of air bubbles alongside the alkaline. And if you suck the air bubbles, it means what you have inside the pipette is not up to 25 cm3 again. So next one, number 2. Number 2, I ensure that the funnel was removed from the burette before taking my initial reading. Burette reading, to avoid error due to parallax. Because when you put your funnel, that solution rises up. It gives you a fake initial volume. Or you can say, to avoid avoid the record of a fake initial reading. So when you remove the funnel, you see that the liquid that was above 0 before will fall down, so to the normal meniscus. Or to ensure my initial reading was taken at meniscus. That's another one. To ensure my initial reading was taken at meniscus. Let me clear this. I ensure that I remove the funnel from the burette before taking my initial reading to avoid to ensure that I take readings at meniscus, at the right meniscus. This one I like it more than the previous ones. This one is better. I write this one better than usually to replace that first one I wrote. One is better. Yes, I want to clear it and put the third one. So number 3. Number 3, I rinsed my burette with distilled water before filling it up with acid H2SO4 to ensure that I am not using to ensure the purity, to ensure the maintenance of the purity of the acid filled into the burette. So if the burette had been used to titrate, like in white now, the titration, what was fed into the burette was KMNO4, potassium tetraoxomanganate 7. So if it is still the same burette you use in white in your school that you want to use, you have to rinse it properly so that KMNO4 leaves the burette. If not, it will interfere. It will make that H2SO4 impure substance, and it will affect your titration. So take note of that. To affect your burette readings. So let's look at some other questions here. Yes, they say, how can you separate a common salt, that's your sodium chloride, the one you use to sweeten your food, from its mixture with limestone? Limestone is also called rock salt. Don't forget that all chloride salts are soluble in water, with the exception of silver chloride, lead 2 chloride, which is only soluble in hot water, and mercury 1 chloride. So sodium chloride is not part of the insoluble, it's part of the soluble chloride. So sodium chloride dissolves in water. But calcium, limestone is calcium triazocarbonate 4. Now, you are also aware that it is only sodium triazocarbonate 4, potassium triazocarbonate 4, and ammonium triazocarbonate 4 that can dissolve in water. Every other triazocarbonate 4, including calcium triazocarbonate 4 that is called limestone, are insoluble in water. So if you want to separate a soluble and insoluble, what you need to do is to add water first. When you add water, so addition of water, where the NaCl dissolves and rock salt remains insoluble particles. So next thing is to do what? Carry out filtration. Carry out filtration to separate, to remove the just carry out filtration to remove the insoluble rock salt as residue. To remove the insoluble rock salt as residue and common salt as the filtrates. So there's no space to write it. Can help. Then what have I said? Addition of water, where the sodium chloride dissolves and the rock salt remains insoluble particles. Carry out filtration to remove the insoluble rock salts, which are called the residue, and soluble sodium chloride as filtrates. You are done. These 3 apparatus used for evaporation of wet salt to dryness. You need evaporating dish. Evaporating dish. You need bouncing burner. Bouncing burner. You need tripod stand. Tripod stand. You need wire guards. You need wire guards. So, and so on and so forth. State the property of salt suitable for evaporation to dryness and give one example. It does not decompose on strong heating, or you can say it is stable to strong heating. Give one example: chloride salts. Chloride salts, e.g. sodium chloride. So we have many more other questions that may come to mind. I can ask you to demonstrate fountain experiment. I can ask you some questions. A student in the chemistry laboratory throws a metal M inside cold water, and the metal M moderately reacts with the cold water to form a white precipitate cube and liberate a colorless and odorless gas, which gives a pop sound with naked flame. Z. Can I ask you what is the name of those alphabets I mentioned? So, and so on and so forth. We can't predict them all. There are so many. So I will advise you, go and lay your hand on archive. Check the number 3 of at least the first 10 years. So, and God will bless you in Jesus' name. So, I remain my humble self, Ademola Johnson. Please do subscribe so that every videos I post will get to you. Like the video and share it. And if there's any question, put in comment section. I wish you the best of luck in your exam. God bless you and bye for now. Thank you.